Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back for episode 21. We are of legal age to party and drink now here. So I'm going to have my little club soda. Thank you. I'm your guy, 49ers Mike _NFL. And to my right is my guy, Brian. He is Stater _Niner. What's going on, big dog? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Fourth, kids are out having fun, and I'm here with you guys celebrating.
That's right. So we're going to get right into it because I got a feeling we're going to have some fun today. So I'm going to pop these formalities up on the screen. And then what we're going to do is get right to our On Twitter Today segment, brought to you in part by Manscaped. No, I'm kidding. It's not a Manscaped commercial at all. I was just joking, guys. I was just joking. So there's a buzz going around and everybody's copying and pasting the video and trying to get more views. And whoever actually really tweeted it out, people aren't retweeting it. They're just copying it and making it their own. And so what we're going to do is just play the video from the original tweet. Looks like there's a new quarterback in town.
Hit it. You're going to hit a kid. Let's go. Land on the stage. What the fuck? Hit it.
Kyle Shanahan might be the coolest coach ever.
Right?
So he's standing on a roof, I'm assuming, and throws a football across the street onto another roof or deck, and it lands in some. So the first like 10 times I saw it, I thought I heard like a basketball net. Like that's what it sounded like when I watched it. And now people are saying that he threw the ball into an oven.
Yeah, it looks like a pizza oven or something over there.
I can't see. I lose the ball behind the trees every single time.
Well, yeah, I don't see it go in there either because I lose it behind the trees. But that looks like where the trajectory is taking it.
Yeah. So do you think they were just like smashing brews and decide to go and throw a ball across the street to each other? Or like, how do you?
Typically, that's something I wouldn't do sober. So I'm not insinuating anything, but yeah, probably had a couple of barley pops or something.
And we know from the what was it that they were celebrating with Jed, and they showed everyone getting drunk and everything, and I think it was tweets coming out about something that was just I don't know, but right. We know that they like to party, and Kyle's not that old. It
was about Juice. It was right before Juice got signed.
That's right. That's exactly what it was. It was the Kyle Juszczyk stuff. So they like to have a good time, and I love that they like to have a good time. It makes me feel good. It gives a human aspect. I can't tell you a single time I saw Harbaugh hanging out with players, former or anything like outside of the actual stadium in the venue. This brings a real human aspect to our head coach and all, and I really like that. Did you have any other thoughts on the clip?
Well, not only clip, but like what you were saying, with Jim, you saw them, they went with the, everybody had the shirts, the mechanic garage type shirts or whatever. Yeah. So there was that work hard mentality, but under Kyle, you see the work hard, play hard mentality. There's examples of it all over the place, and then, just hearing how hyped the young players are that are coming in because coach has cool shoes or coach plays rap music or whatever he's playing at this, he's trying to be, accommodate their interests during practice to keep them engaged, which is smart from a leader standpoint.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the last thing on Twitter, we've been breaking down and dissecting this uniform and throwback stuff. And we posted about how they're trying to use these red helmets. And I said that I couldn't find them. So on Twitter, I was sent a couple of tweets from Miss Debbie, and there was someone else. I'm sorry, buddy. I can't remember the name right now. And so I started looking it up. And these were the uniforms used from 53 to 59 or something like that for the 49ers. And as you can see, there are red helmets with a silver stripe down the middle. And I was thinking about this, trying to, me and like over analyzing and stuff.
Right.
It says the 49ers are considering a red helmet. Didn't say they thought about doing, they are considering.
Right.
So then I was like, well, wait a second. Let me see something here. What do you notice about every single picture they've posted this offseason with these new uniforms?
To insinuate because none of them are wearing helmets that
they don't have a single helmet in any of the pictures, dude.
Yeah, except for that last one. It was a sticker.
Yeah, exactly. Like we have had tons of pictures of these players in their photo shoots and not a single helmet in sight. Are they going to use these red helmets with this? And how is that going to look with the silver?
I don't think they'll do it this year. I mean, I could see them trying to do because since the league pushed for it for next year, maybe that might be something they try to do.
So you don't think it's possible? Where does that tweet? What did he say? The 49ers are considering a red helmet. It doesn't say when. Also tried to wear their throwbacks for all 17 games. So it doesn't say this year or next year.
No, I mean when the NFL came out and said starting in the 2022 season they can wear throwback helmets.
Oh,
so I think it might be more for that. I mean, it may have been triggered by something the 49ers tried to do. We don't know what triggered that thought process, but if the 49ers tried to get the red helmet from back in the day to wear with this 94 throwback uniform, which is actually a throwback to another uniform, but maybe the NFL was like, we like that idea, but we want to make it league wide, so we'll do it next year, not this year, or something along those lines.
Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. If that's the case, we could be seeing the Niners actually get the throwback 94 uniforms for all 17 games then next year. So,
well, yeah, right. I don't want to see them wear that Ohio State uniform you just showed me.
Yeah, man. You don't want to do that. So, let's get right to it, man. We're going to spend the next, 25 minutes or so going over as many questions as possible here. Danny Albright gives us our first one here, and he says, if Jason Verrett gets injured, is the 49ers secondary going to be not as good?
Well, definitely. If they lose their number one cornerback, then their secondary is going to be not as good. Definitely.
Yeah, that's kind of scary that we're depending on Jason Verrett to be a healthy piece in the secondary.
Who has a long injury history.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's capable. I think he did it last year, right? Yeah. So hopefully, I
feel like he needed the support that he got from the 49ers to help push him to be better. I mean, mentally. Obviously the 1 year when he played, and then it was like, okay, you're in, you're out, basically. He wasn't ready. And then last year he showed us what he can be, Yeah. And so if he can continue to be like that, it'd be great.
And there was a presser about how he was a little discouraged and contemplated retirement a couple of times. So, that you said that encouragement will definitely go a long way. Let's post this picture here. We got some more questions from our buddy overseas. And this is Nick Cork from the Shant Club. He says, will all of you come on the new Shant Club NFL show soon to chat Niners? 9:30 Eastern, #Midnight Madness.
I mean, I've talking with Mr. Corker over there, and I said we'll try to make something happen. It's going to be difficult just because it's I got to be functional at 6:30 in the morning with football knowledge, and that's rough, but we'll see what we can make happen.
Damn, I did not. This is AM.
Yeah, 09. Because he does. I think he said he does his show at like 2:30 in the afternoon or something like that.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. I mean, hey, I'm all for it. As long as I can function and do it, if I know a day or two in advance, I'm there. All right. More comments here. All right, Miss Debbie. Hey, MBN. Judging from the pass Kyle made from across the street into the pizza oven, do you think he outpassed Jimmy, longest pass? And will he able to teach Trey that or leave it up to the quarterback's coach? What are your thoughts on it, man?
I don't think he outpassed him. I can think of at least one pass that he got that was longer than that, probably. But definitely seems more accurate. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. That's what he was aiming for. Then, oh man. And as far as teaching anything to Trey, I really do think you trust your coaching staff to take part in what they're doing. They just went back and got Rich Gangarello, so I think they're ready to let him do his thing. All right. Bobby T, you want this one?
Sure. Bobby T says, if it weren't, if it was guaranteed that the 49ers won a Super Bowl, but you couldn't see or talk to your wife or kids for the whole season, would you do it? And my family always comes first.
Yeah.
As much as I love the 49ers, there's no way I've missed so much time being in the military that I'm not missing another day if I don't have to.
Exactly. Yeah. Sorry. I love the team, but I'm right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you. All right. Here, double up on us, man. Why don't you take it again?
Sure. Stephen. You're the new GM of the 49ers. Congrats. Your first job is to make one like-for-like swap, i.e. QB for QB, with each of our divisional rivals. Do your changes see us go undefeated all season? So I can make any switches I want with our 3 divisional rivals? Okay, well, Jimmy, goodbye, and welcome Russell Wilson. Followed by Richie James. Goodbye. Hello, Mr. Hopkins.
Okay. Yeah. I like.
And then Mosley, have a nice career in LA. Welcome, Mr. Ramsey.
You took all the good ones. I like it. You did. Is there someone else? Is there?
Well, you could swap it up. You could take a different quarterback or different positions, or get Jalen or Adams.
No, you took them all. You took you. Those are the players that I was thinking about right away. Yeah, if I think of something else, I'll come back to it. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but
sure.
You took a lot of the. I was trying. What's the defensive Chandler Jones?
Yeah,
maybe we get him over here for someone. Who we giving up? Can I give Givens? I'd give up Givens because that's a tackle. He's a defensive tackle, right?
Right. I'm trying to think of who we have because it's that or Jones, but Jones is dedicated nose.
I don't know. That's a good question though. That was a good one there. I like that. DJ Malone says, let's see if there's food in here. Provided everything goes as planned with Trey Lance, who should we bring in to back up Trey? Someone like RG3? Brian, should Mike eat some Casu Marzu cheese? Look it up if he loses a bet to you. So should I eat that if I lose a bet to you? All right. So I think
I'm looking it up right now. I don't know what that is.
I think the backup is probably already in the building. I don't think that this team goes after a quarterback to be the backup for Trey when Trey becomes ready. I kind of feel like they want to be able to keep the train moving and not have to. If that was the case, then they should be bringing in a guy like RG3 now and letting him. Oh God.
Yeah, God. You should definitely have to eat that.
Oh God. Is this the one with the maggots and stuff in it?
Yeah, it's got insect larvae inside of it.
I had a feeling.
I wouldn't make anybody eat that.
What do you think about the Trey and backing him up and all that?
I think that whoever's going to back up Trey is already on this roster, to be honest with you, whether that's Rosen or Sudfeld. So I think that you said, I was reading, but I think that's what you kind of said, right?
Yeah.
I just don't see. I still think of RG3 as a run first quarterback. And I think that while Trey Lance has the ability to be a run first quarterback, I don't think that that's how Kyle wants to utilize him. So it doesn't make sense to have 2 different types of quarterbacks. Plus, I'm not sure that Kyle would ever bring RG3 to any of his teams that he's ever in charge of.
Yeah. I mean, this is all a kind of a change of pace for Kyle in the first place, and I don't know if he'll want to overdo it. I think he likes having that comfort blanket of a traditional pocket passer just in case things don't go the way he wants them to.
Right.
All right. Always faithful here. My dog is having a nightmare and he's growling.
Okay, guys, when we have won a game, what song or songs do you listen to celebrate after winning? But I got to ask, what happens when we lose one, but you don't have to answer if you don't want to. So I know that I don't always participate, but I try to participate in the reaction shows. So I don't really listen or celebrate with music. Even when I don't participate in the reaction show, I don't really throw anything. I'm just like happy about it. And to be honest, on Sundays, if it's not the last game of the day, I'm just clicking on to whatever's next.
Yeah. In my head, often after a win, it's the turn down for what? The Lil Jon DJ Snake or something like that is the song. But after we lose, I mean, I get ready to vent and I try to, maintain. I don't typically get angry after losses. I don't think. If I get angry at more of like play calling versus execution. If I understand plays not happening, you're playing against professionals for a reason, and if things don't work out a certain way, that's fine. But if I think the play calling is bad, like that's the stuff that pisses me off. if we're too passive. There's times where the Niners will be up like 8 points and they're like 3 and out and punting, and it kind of feels like it's by design. It's like them just run, punt, run, punt, like, and that's when I start losing my mind. So
right.
But otherwise,
over and over again, definitely.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, man. When we're playing with backups and stuff, I want us to win, but I'm not expecting wins. I knew what our backup situation was, and the one year we had Jimmy, we did a lot of winning. So I don't really know what it was like to be disappointed in the team. So you started 8-0, and you lost to Seattle with a backup kicker in there, and two. Right. You rushed 2 guys to come back as your starting tackles. It was not a good way to go into that game. So
right.
I wasn't even too disappointed with that one. I was actually proud of Dre Greenlaw getting that interception and us missing that kick. I mean, if it was Robbie Gould, we're 9-0 that season. So
right.
All right, let's keep it moving here. And then if we lose, we enter that. Okay. I'm barbecuing. Which one doesn't end up on your plate? Carne asada, wings, ribs, oysters, shrimp, tri-tip, or sausage?
Well, for me, it's going to be oysters.
Which one doesn't end up on your plate?
Yep, oysters.
I have to go with oysters also. I like mussels, but I don't think I've ever had oysters.
Yeah, I mean, typically you just drink right out of the shell, but is that
the slimy
Well, I mean, they can be. Depends on how they. I mean, if they're barbecuing, they're going to be like a little rubbery because they get solid when they get cooked. Kind of like shark meat, similar.
Oh, okay. I've just never had it, so I'm the type of person way I was raised. If it's on your plate, you finish it, and so I wouldn't try something at someone else's house, or you know what I mean. So
right,
I wouldn't do that. All right, here
oysters are very specific about time of year you can have them. So. Otherwise, They'll make you sick.
Is that real?
Yes.
Okay. All right. It's an aphrodisiac too, right?
Right. Well, we can take this one, or you got this one?
I got it. If Kyle Shanahan is fired tomorrow, which teams fire their head coach and give him the job on the spot? And who would you want to replace Kyle as San Francisco's coach? Oof.
Oh my God.
This is a tough question here. I think a lot of teams fire their coaches.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
So I think that the Cardinals kick Cliff to the corner and take Kyle, and that's that part. As far as who I'd want to come in, probably I always screw up his name. Debo, the offensive coordinator out of the Buffalo Bills.
Dabble?
Debo?
Yeah, Dabble.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to mess up his name, but I can't remember how to pronounce it.
I understand you. I get that. Oh boy. There's a AFC team that's like always just teetering. But I think did Titans just get a new head coach?
No, Vrabel's still there.
There you go. That's who's taking Kyle Shanahan. The Titans. The Titans would go and get him. That run game with Henry, oh my God, Kyle would have a field day. And they had some weapons on offense. I can't remember any of their roster right now, but they were a fun team to watch last year. I think they would pick them up. And I don't know who I would want to replace. I would be sad. I would be in mourning. I'm not going to lie to you.
It'd be a complete upheaval of what we have going on, and we built this team specifically for his system. So now you have to bring in a coach that can utilize the similar type of tactics.
I mean, I would go with either Bruce Arians or his offensive coordinator, who is it Byron Leftwich? I think Leftwich is the offensive coordinator for them. I'm pretty sure that's who it is. I'll look it up really quick. Byron Leftwich is currently a coach who's the offensive coordinator for the Bucs. Yeah, that's him. That's who I would get. If I couldn't get Bruce Arians, I would get him. I like the aggressive style of offense that Bruce Arians brings, and I would like that. I would like to see that here. I'd like to see that here. So, all right, here you go.
DJ, more food stuff. Pulled pork or brisket? Would you add coleslaw to a sandwich with either meat on it? With the pulled pork or the brisket on it.
Mm-hmm.
And should we use a 3-4 defense against a run first QB? Dumbest thing you guys have done while not being sober.
All right. I'm going to go with pulled pork. I don't like coleslaw, so no. And I think you can do a 4-3 defense against a run first quarterback as long as your linebackers are really good. So I wouldn't necessarily make that change. And the dumbest thing I have done while drunk or under an influence, right?
Yeah, basically.
One night I went for a walk with my wife, and I had a gun with me. And apparently I was in the middle of the street, like screaming and talking. I don't remember. She called my mom on me. I don't remember. I woke up the next morning. My mom was in my house like, hey, what's she doing here? My wife was like, wow, you don't remember anything, huh? So that was probably a big deal. That was probably the dumbest thing I've done.
For me, it's going to be brisket, and then I'm going to follow suit. I'm not a big coleslaw guy. I still think we can run a 4-3 defense. I don't think we would change it up just because our personnel. I don't think we keep enough linebackers to run a 3-4. With backups, I think we're end up keeping probably 4 linebackers, but they could keep 5. But anyway, I just don't think you have enough personnel to run a 3-4. And I was sitting here thinking while Mike was talking, but I can't really think. I mean, I never, as far as I can think of, I haven't done anything that I remember breaking the law. Yeah, even when I was like overseas at a port when we pulled in, if I went out drinking, I still had to be somewhat responsible because I was the only medical support on the submarine. So if somebody got hurt, or somebody else got overly intoxicated, I'm the one who had to put an IV in or take care of them. So
you never got started a stupid argument with your wife or anything like that?
No.
Look at you. Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to find the flaw.
I mean, I started stupid arguments with my wife, but not when I was drunk.
Oh.
Typically, the only time I was ever drinking was when I was at sea or like at a barbecue or something like that.
He says not sober, so it could be high also. It doesn't have to be just drunk.
Well, if I was high, I'm going to be happy to be wherever I am. I might get in a super existential conversation, but I'm not having an argument with anyone.
All right. Okay. If something pops up later, let us know.
Yeah,
okay?
I'll think about it.
All right. I haven't been mad about drafting Trey Lance. Oh, that's not a question. My bad. I thought that was a question. All right. I see a question mark in this one. Do you remember the lyrics to the Darkwing Duck theme song? Darkwing Duck, let's get dangerous.
Oh,
Darkwing Duck, better watch out, you bad boy. I'm trying to remember I
don't remember it all. So.
Oh, okay. I don't remember the words, but it's dun 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 dun. Here comes Darkwing. I don't know the words. No, I don't know the words, but I definitely remember I remember the tune though. I will say this: it wasn't so much of what happened while I was drunk, but when I was overseas, while I was in Hawaii, I went out, and the On Base bar was a country club, like a country bar where they do line dancing and stuff. And I don't do that stuff, but I'll go in the bar and drink and watch everybody else have fun. I don't have a problem with that. Mm-hmm. And so I was hanging out with some guys, and we drank entirely too much alcohol and came back for the night. And I got stupid sick, throwing up all over, like just being a really bad drunk person, especially as the doc on the boat, And so the next day I called my wife, and because I wanted her to hear it from me before she heard it from anybody else. And I started it off wrong. I was like, babe, I really screwed up last night and I need to talk to you. So that was probably the stupidest thing I've ever done, because that leads her to believe that I did something else, and I was like, I got totally trashed last night, made a total ass out of myself this morning and last night. And so that's probably the stupidest thing. It was aftermath of being drunk, but it was just the way I said it, I guess. Yeah. And she would probably say it was probably the stupidest thing I've done too. You started it off with, hey, I slept with someone else, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Right. I didn't mean it like that. I was like, I just didn't want to hear it from anybody else but me, Yeah.
Yeah. Which coaches had the best locker room celebration, Jim Harbaugh or Kyle Shanahan? This is a good question. I like it.
Go ahead.
So I remember when I first saw the Who's Got It Better Than Us and how the guys were all fired up and everything. And I loved that until 2 years later, 3 years later. And then it's also happening in the Ravens. And it's just a thing. It was just a program thing. He did it in college, we found out. Yep. And so I'm going to switch it and say Kyle Shanahan because it feels sincere. It's not a rehearsed thing. You can, every time you hear him and you see him, he's sometimes getting emotional. And so I like the sincerity. I'm going to go with Kyle, but I loved the Harbaugh post locker room videos when they first got here. I was like, I couldn't get enough of them. I thought they were fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to say Kyle as well.
All right. Boom. Where are we at on time? Here we go. Okay. Where do you and your family want to travel to overseas once all the COVID-19 nonsense is behind us? Come to Japan. Do you guys have travel plans?
So we don't have international travel plans yet because there's a long story behind it. But basically, the name that I was born with on my birth certificate is different than the one I used at this day. And when I joined in the military, they changed my social security number, but they didn't legally change my name. So getting a passport is freaking ridiculous. So yes, basically I was born with one name. And then when I was in fifth grade, I changed it to my stepdad's name, and that's the one I used. And then when I joined the military, they switched my social security to my name that I use on an everyday basis, Stater, which I've used since I was 10 years old. But it's not the one on my birth certificate, and I've never legally changed my name because I thought that happened when I joined the military. And then
my God.
When I got ready to retire, come to find out it wasn't they changed my name. They just reallocated my social security number to the name that I use. So I have an alias that I have that I go by that I use that I was born with, I guess. So so getting passport is not easy for me. But
Hawaii, here he comes.
When I do get it done, first of all, we've got exchange students that we've hosted from the Netherlands and Italy, excuse me. So that will be our first stop. But my wife and I met in Okinawa, Japan. So the minute that we have an opportunity to go back there and take the kids back to where we met and started, that would be amazing too.
That's awesome, man. You got the come to Japan response right there. International travel. I think Rome is on the top of our list. But I also want to go see the Rock of Gibraltar in person. So those are probably my first plans. Realistically, though, the first thing we end up probably doing is if the Niners go overseas to a football game, I think we can make a week out of it or something like that. So that's probably more realistically what the next out of the country experience will be. So here's a simple one here. What do you think of the safety depth?
Well, with the signing of Tony Jefferson and bringing in Hufanga, I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I was kind of comfortable with who we had here already. As long as they're used the right way. Some of the guys you don't want dropping in coverage, they're better in the box and stuff like that. I was kind of comfortable with them already, but some reinforcements coming in, I'm all good. Oh my God. Why didn't we say Aaron Donald? How did we not name Aaron Donald in that 1-for-1?
Because me personally, not that I have anything against Aaron Donald, but I was looking for areas to truly upgrade on our defense. And I think that while adding Aaron Donald to our defensive line would improve it, I think that we need more at wide receiver. We need more at cornerback. And if I can upgrade the quarterback position, that was more important to me.
Gotcha. I understand. Okay.
But hey, you didn't have one. So if you're going to go with Aaron Donald, who would you send away?
If I'm getting Aaron Donald, then I am getting rid of. I mean, I'll still say Kevin Givens. It's a defensive tackle. So
sure,
that's who it would be. Shorter guy, similar stature. Yeah, absolutely.
Could you imagine that line?
No.
Bosa, Kinlaw, Donald, and Armstead on or Ford or Sosa, whoever on the outside.
That's crazy. Kevin Jeter says, assuming Trey is a starter in 2022, we will have $25 million in free space from Jimmy. Would you rather ball out and get an absolute game changer or a couple quality players for our team?
Well, if I'm going off of just what you put on here, we will have $25 million in free space from Jimmy. That's in addition to the 23 that we already have in the book. So you're more like looking at 48. So we only have sorry. Let me say that we will have $48 million without taking Trey, or Thomas. None of their contracts are on the books yet for 2022. So that number is going to come down a little bit. But even if you just wanted to count, just say Jimmy's money. I think that they're absolutely going to go find a couple of quality pieces to come in to up, because you're going to try to do that every year. You're always going to try and upgrade. But we do have quite a few players that are going to need to be re-signed, because as it sits right now, there's only 34 players signed to the team next year.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to go with quality depth. Absolutely. I just don't like the idea of overpaying for a player in free agency. So that's going to do it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and happy 4th if you celebrate.
Mahalo.